Welcome to the Wine Zone. My name is Conrad Ejbich, and this is Pro&Kon. My guest today is Mr. Paul Bosc Sr., a wine pioneer. Mr. Bosc is the founder and patriarch of Chateau Winery, located in St. David's Bench, on the St. David's Bench in Niagara, and that's in Ontario, Canada. Chateau was started in 1978, and Mr. Bosc has been an innovative leader in establishing Ontario and Canada's reputation as a fine wine producer ever since. Thank you for coming in.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
It's truly my pleasure. Now, you've lived the history of Ontario wine. What surprises you most about where we are today in this province?
Well, actually, how fast we went. When I started, I knew that the potential was there, but I never realized in such a short time, was still 30, 40 years, how the industry would be turned around. At one time, I thought that the type of wine that we're producing today would be just a very, very little part of the wine industry in Ontario. And today, that has turned around. This is what the industry is about.
About really fine wine, like this bottle of Liculius 2010.
Well, here, of course, this is our premium, super premium wines.
But who would have thought 25 years ago that we could make super premium wine?
I knew when I started that we could make very good wines, but I didn't know that we could make such a very good wines. And we have evolved, and I knew we put a lot of work in it. It didn't come by itself, and things turn out to be all right. We didn't know our country. Our country was much better for wine than we thought it was.
Fascinating. If you were to start again today with the knowledge that you have now, what would you do differently?
Well, not much different of what we're doing now. Our company is mid-size. We still like to be in a mid-size. We like to be able to use the latest technology. We like to have the best staff. So you need that sort of size, and yet you still control the quality the way you want to control it. With the vineyard, the same thing. You have to be of a certain size to afford the equipment that you need really to work for grapes. And being very small don't mean anything, and being very big doesn't mean anything either. You have to be good. Either you're small or large, but you need to have the proper people and the know-how in order to do what we're doing. So I wouldn't do it that much different, really.
Yeah.
I would, of course, along the way we made a few mistakes, which I wouldn't make today. But
well, that's okay. You could make mistakes. You just can't make them twice.
Yes, exactly. You know, you learn once, and then after that, you're okay. So I have no regrets. I'm happy with the way things turned out for us, and I think I would do it again.
Yeah, and so when a young guy person, male, female, comes to you and says that I want to enter the wine business, what's your best advice for them?
Well, my best advice is you got to know what you're doing. You have to have proper funding, and B, you got to know the wine business. You just can't go there because you just like it. I mean, the wine business is a business where you really have to be professional.
What's the most challenging part in running a winery in Ontario?
Well, the most challenging part was at one time the weather. I mean, we didn't know we could grow those grapes, and we had at times problems with the winters, but we brought in when I say we, Chateau brought in the technology with the wind machines,
the wind mills, yeah.
And those problems are sort of a part of the past. We haven't lost a crop for the last 10 years, so.
And part of that is global warming too,
yeah.
no?
Well,
do you sense that? Do you sense the weather's is, easier than you remember?
We still have to run the wind machines every year. So, but I'd say it's not as extreme as it was, so
yeah.
that helps as well.
Yeah.
The challenge also is to sell your wines.
There's no point in making it if you can't sell it.
Exactly. So, and the field is a little crowded. So, just to penetrate the market, either you have to be a genius, or you have to have the means to, and the quality.
Right.
I mean, without the quality, you're not going to get anywhere. So. There is a combination of things that you gotta have. So for somebody who just start, it would be pretty tough.
Yeah, yeah. When you started, I mean, it was a little, perhaps a little easier to get listings at the liquor board because
it was then,
because
yes.
it's not just not so many around now.
It was not so many players.
Yeah. Well, in fact, when you started, there was only one other big player, aside from the mega corporations that made
it was
yourself
and the Skillet and ourselves. So yeah. It was easier. Actually, in wine tasting, it was the same thing.
Sure.
We had 50% chance to win.
Well, okay. Now, when at the very beginning, well, but from the very beginning, it's yourself and Enniskillen that were the two key pioneers. What has each of you, what did you contribute, what did Enniskillen contribute to the industry that's made it as vibrant as it is today? How was your contributions different?
Well, I think from the technical point of view, we have had an advantage. We developed vineyards. We have today something like 250 acres of producing vineyards, which they didn't have. They were buying the grapes.
Right.
Now Don Ziraldo was a flamboyant man and a good marketing man, and he sort of brought the image up. And we benefited from it the same way as they benefited from what I was doing.
Sure, exactly.
So that has been the difference between Enniskillen and ourselves. At the time also, my kids were young, and I was the winemaker, so I couldn't spend the time on the market as much as he could.
Because he had Carl Kaiser making
yes,
the wine.
he was spending all his time selling wine. Well, myself, I was selling wine after 5 o'clock. When I had done with the winery, I was going on the road and try to sell that wine. But we were doing quite well. As a matter of fact, on my way here, we're talking with my son, and we're talking about those new wineries. I just can't see them growing as fast as we did. I recall the first year we sold 3,000 cases, the second year 7, the third year 13, the fourth year 25. Right. I mean, no one today
right.
Go up at that.
Right, because there's so much competition.
Exactly.
Besides the two of you, besides Inniskillen and Chateau de Charme, who else do you think has contributed the most to the advancement of our industry?
Well, I would say Cave Spring has done a tremendous job too, and in fact, Len Penicelli wasn't too far from us when we started. It started a little later, and at the time, sort of, it amazed me how well he was doing. I knew he has excellent vineyards, and it's pretty well. It's the same philosophy. He grows his grapes as much as he can, the way we do. Incidentally, we not buying grapes anymore. We just growing our own grapes, and this is why we come up with products like Ejbich and a lot of other products. I mean, it's all in-house controlled and produced.
Yeah, I'm curious, how much do you think that the young folks who are out there today appreciate your efforts? Do you think they even know?
I couldn't tell you. At my age, I don't go around too much, so I'm not. I'm not aware of what people say or what people think anymore.
I don't know. I think that they do. I think they do.
Well, then that's fine.
Yeah. Now, one last thing I want to ask you. This is just a wonderful wine. If you were to reach into your personal wine cellar and pull out the single wine that you are most proud of from all those years, what bottle would that be?
Well, it's just like asking, you have 10 kids and which one you like best, but anyways, I think the Ejbich would be the one that or the PB Pinot Noir. It's made with the same philosophy and the same technology and same care. So these are the two reds that I would reach for, and the whites are Riesling, old vines Riesling. It's delicious wine, and now we're getting into the high quality rosés, and so these are pretty well the wine that I would I would reach for.
I'm not surprised. I tasted this wine, the very same vintage, the 2010 Ejbich from Paul Bosc Estate Vineyard, a couple of weeks ago, side by side with Opus One from a great vintage, and they are like $300 and some $400, and this one is $40 a bottle at vintages, and I would say that they stood side by side as perfect examples of what could be done. In other words, the best of their regions.
Well, that's I'm happy to hear this. that's to be in good company. And going with those type of wine has been done the same thing with Bordeaux, very good Bordeaux's, and we always
Yeah.
3 times the price, and we always looked quite good next to them.
Well, the bottom line is, what I want to say is that I know how proud you are of this wine. I just want to tell you how proud I am as a Canadian that I can show this wine all around the world.
Then we all proud, and let's continue and keep on doing this with other wines as well. And everybody is going to benefit from it.
Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate your coming in.
You're very welcome. It's been my pleasure, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a chat with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, and come back again another time. We're going to have some more wonderful guests right here on Pro&Kon.